Earliest memory about ballet was boring, and I don't know why I was doing it.
When I was 3, my mom took me to this very local ballet studio back in Japan.
So I got accepted to Beijing Dance Academy at age of 10, and the training over there was very much like a military.
Remembering, listening to this beautiful classical music on the CD and dancing to just this music, skipping around with friends, that's the first memory of ballet.
I still remember for a whole year, I was sitting on the floor just doing turn out and turn in, flex foot, point foot. And I had no idea why I took it.
When I was 16, I did the Youth America Grand Prix, and I was very lucky. I received a scholarship to go to the Australian Ballet School.
I came through a not quite wealthy family. So being able to be accepted to Beijing Dance Academy was a huge opportunity for me.
So actually, when I was in Japan, my best friend, her name is Kondo, she's actually a principal dancer at the National Ballet of Canada now. She came into my ballet studio, little ballet studio that I used to go to, and she was like, I want to do ballet for my job. And that's the moment I was like, wait a sec, I get to do something I love for a job. Since then, I was like, I want to be a professional ballerina.
After I'd gone through a boring 2 years training, my teacher realized something was not quite right with me. So he came up with to me and he brought a DVD, a ballet DVD, was Bershenkov's Don Quixote, for me to watch it. And that was the moment I was actually shook. I thought, wow, so that's how ballet final form will be. And that's the moment I actually kind of start understanding about ballet. But that's how I fall in love.
I think it's not actually the wording. She helped me, my ballet teacher back in Japan. But I think I hold this advice always from her that you have to be a teacher to yourself, be a self-directed learner, think what you can do better, how can you fix yourself. So, I'm always reflecting on myself.
In 2006, I represented the Beijing Dance Academy to compete in Switzerland ballet competition. It was called Prix Lausanne. And so I came second place, and I chose to use the scholarship on the Australian Ballet School. So the following year, in 2007, I did 1 year in graduation. So I just graduated, and then I joined in the company.
Oh, first performance. That'll be back in 2010 in my first year. I think it was Graham Murphy's Silver Rose.
The first piece I did was Grand Pas Classique, Grand Pas de Deux, with one of the company's senior dancers. And I was really scared because I had not much English back then. Also, dancing with a high rank dancer, it was only pressure. And so obviously I tried to do my best and the company was happy. But then I broke my foot after that season. So I had to really just take myself out of ballet for a month and just to watch the rehearsal and class every day. And after a month's time, I come back and the company obviously trusted me very, very much. I remember we did Stanton Welch's Sleeping Beauty, and I was in for Bluebird almost every show. So I did about 40 shows that year of Bluebird. And guess what? It made me real strong.
First solo performance would have been Kitri in Don Quixote. Wow. I know, straight into full-length ballet. It was scary, I think, but also very excited. Kitri is one of my favorite roles, and I was really lucky I got to dance with Chen, my husband.
2013, I was made to principal after the show of La Sylphide.
I got promoted to principal artist after my show of Giselle.
Ballet and contemporary, I like to do both of them, but due to my back injuries that happened in 2018, since then I have nerve pain down my leg. So, big extreme movements are limited now in my body. But with classical works, I am still very good at it.
I think I love dancing classical ballet always. That's my heart goes to always. But I appreciate the beautiful work of a contemporary as well. I think I watch other dancers, movements are quite amazing. But yeah, for me to dance classical ballet is always the one.
Before I become a principal, I always believed in if you're a principal, you do need to be good at literally everything, not just particular style, stereotyping myself. Well, no. So I never stereotyped myself when I become principal. When the classical works come, I will do it. I will make sure I'm the best to own my own best. When contemporary work comes, I will also give my best shot.
I think I love turning and jumping. That comes very natural to me. But for example, like adagio, some slow, beautiful quality movements, something that I have to always work for it. I love telling a story. I think story ballet is one of my favorite things to do on stage, and that's why I keep dancing.
Worst thing happened to me on stage would have been going into a advanced male technique. And before I took off, I slipped. I remember I was going to do a helicopter jump, but I slipped, so I was more like a prawn-looking jump in the air, and that was my nightmare.
The worst thing that has happened on stage would have been that my headpiece came off, but didn't really come off. It was hanging the whole time, and I had to do this hard gamsati solo with a big headpiece hanging down on my back, and I had all the double turns and things to do, and that kept hitting my head, but pretend I'm serious, and that was challenging.
Interestingly, my Elsa's dancer happened right after I graduated the Australian Ballet School. So during the NGA performance, graduation performance, Lee took Bruce Beresford came to watch my show. So after the show, both of them came to my change room. I had no English back then, so I basically could just listen and nod head or shake my head. All of a sudden, Lee came up to me, he spoke to me in Chinese, introducing me to Bruce, and he told me, oh, look, Chen, this is producer Bruce, look, Chen, this is director Bruce Beresford. He is going to do a film on my book. And we're here to ask him, would you like to be in our movie to act as teenager me? And I was there kind of shocked because, I was thinking, in order to do a movie, you must you need to go through more process than this, right? But so I was standing there shocked, and I was just nodding my head. I was like, yes. The filming experience was amazing. I did all my filming in Beijing. They created this old school, Beijing Dance Academy, so that we could act as students inside while we're training in daily life. I remember every morning was 4 o'clock. We have to get up, but I had my personal driver downstairs waiting for me, taking me to the set, put makeup on, have breakfast, ready to go. Every day was like that. It was really fantastic experience though. But after the movie, even though I loved it so much, I still come back and look at myself. I think, what do I want to do? I really enjoy movie. If I go pursue movie, then what about my 7 years military training, like down the drain? So I thought about it. I love ballet. So I dived into ballet career. Best stage, I think, is best stage. Look, I've done so many shows that I cannot even remember some amazing stages like Garnier.
I think my Melbourne hometown State Theatre is always my favorite.
Beijing Egg, that was a huge hit. That stage was huge.
This time dancing on Royal Opera House made maybe my favorite theatre now.
So this time is kind of a dream come true. This is my first time performing in Royal Opera House.
I have been performing Rubies in George Balanchine's Jewels, and that's been so much fun. And
I love Rubies. Rubies is a very, very pushy work.
And then tomorrow we have a gala. We'll be dancing another George Balanchine's work, Tchaikovsky Pas de Deux.
I'm looking forward to it so much because I will be dancing with my wife, Ako.
Tchaikovsky Pas de Deux requires big stamina, I think. Just keeps going on, especially coda. Chen, my partner, does something crazy, goes off, and then I come out all those hops and footworks and then come on. We really love a speed, and I think when I'm tired, I actually want the speed to be there from the music. I want them to push me, challenge me. So, yeah, keep it fast, keep it exciting.